Hey there, adventurers. Welcome to my realm. I'm Norwolf, your guide through the fantastic world of tabletop role-playing games. If you're a die-hard fan of RPGs from the golden age of the 80s, or even if you're just curious about the magic of that era, you've stumbled upon the right channel. With over 3 decades of rolling dice, journeying through dungeons, and weaving stories, I've encountered a myriad of RPGs, some of which may have been forgotten by time. This is my first ever YouTube video, so bear with me as I figure things out and learn what I'm doing. In this channel, I intend to cover some of the RPGs from the past, but I may also get into some of the more recent RPGs. Perhaps some of the not so mainstream RPGs, for that matter. Everything from rules, character creation, to some solo roleplay, and potentially everything in between. I have here a couple of gems in front of me from the past. First off is Space Opera. This was published by Fantasy Games Unlimited back in 1980. There's a number of Star Sector atlases, spacecraft books, and various adventure modules that have been published for this in the past. Quite a bit of content. Although it never really got a lot of popularity. Traveller and others definitely were more popular, and still are more popular. The other box I've got here is Powers and Perils. This was published by Avalon Hill Game Company back in 1983. I didn't have nearly as much content published for it. There was a book of tables published in 1984 that consolidated a lot of the tables and things from the four books that are in this box into a single booklet. There's also a module that was published called The Tower of the Dead in 1984. And then in 1985, they published their world at the lands, which was called Perilous Lands. Very nice looking maps, but I didn't get a lot of use out of that box set back in the day. I may revisit that and maybe do something in the way of a review or session on it somewhere in the future here. So, anyways, what I guess what I like about these is the details in the rules, and they're very reminiscent of the old wargaming rules from the past. They're very detailed, a lot of calculations, and as a result, these rules are definitely not rules light. These are not rules light systems, and they may not be of interest to everyone. But I do believe that even if you're not interested in playing these role-playing games, there are nuggets of information, there's processes, rules, and things that can be massaged or manipulated into other systems. On this channel, I'm going to start with a focus on Powers and Perils, and I might get into Space Opera in the future. So I'm going to put this one off to the side. As previously mentioned, Powers and Perils is not a rules light system. And it does entail a fair bit of record keeping, both for the game master and the players. It doesn't use predefined character classes in the traditional sense. Every character has fighting skill and combat levels, and may even have magic skills and magic levels as well. Each skill, whether it relates to combat, non-combat, or even magic skills, is advanced individually through its use. So really your character is essentially defined by your playstyle and your selection of skills that you use for that playstyle. So if you want to be just a regular straight warrior type, you're probably going to be focusing more on the combat skills and as a result just leveling in your combat capabilities. If you want to be a rogue type character, there's a number of skills related to thieving, locksmithing, things like that you can also focus on. But some may say that a lot of the characters, if you're min-maxing, a lot of the characters are going to look the same. But really, it's like any other role-playing game out there, it's really up to you to define your character's personality and how that particular character is going to approach the game and scenarios that are presented to them. So in the upcoming videos, I plan to try and keep them to roughly 30 minutes. The next several videos will be going over character creation for Powers and Perils. I'll start with a basic warrior character, which will be probably broken down into two parts. I'll do stats and the various calculations in the first part. I'll do combat skills, non-combat skills, and equipment in the second. And following on from that, I'll look at doing a magic user or magic using type character creation. And again, going through the stats and calculations, but adding in the addition of the magic experience and levels. And then a follow-up video from that that'll go into magic skills, combat skills, and everything else. I'm hoping to also do some sessions on sample combat, both with and without magic, and potentially getting into some basic solo role-playing sessions using the characters that are created, and probably just base it in my own world with maybe some hex crawling or something else like that. So anyways, let me know what you think. So to that end, sharpen your pencils, grab your dice, and let's embark on an epic quest together. Thanks for joining, guys, and hope to see you in the future.